All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cousins of the Cosmos podcast here, episode 41. Today, we're going to break down our top 5 musicals. A little backstory here. Me, myself, and I, Mr. Kyle Bridger, I have grown up a big musical fan. My mother has always been huge into musicals. My mom and dad had season tickets to the Straz Center, which is like the Performing Arts Center in Tampa. So she's always been big into that, and so she kind of just like passed that down to me and my sister, and would take us to like when we were really like kids. She would take us to, like the junior musicals at the Straz, and then as we got older, we started going to like more adult musicals and stuff like that. So I've always loved musicals. I have not seen a ton of musicals though. That's the thing. I have, but I haven't in a sense. So I'm not like the ultimate musical buff here, but I am kind of like a lifelong musical fan.
My side of the family is, well, Rachel really likes musicals. This probably would have been a very good episode to have her on if we could have gotten her for it, but fortunately not. But my mother, she's not all that big into musicals. She likes The Sound of Music. That's her favorite musical of all time. She loves that. My dad is not a musical person at all, so me and my sister really had to get into musicals like on our own. Right. And she's far bigger the musical fan than I am, I would say. I only really know like maybe like 10 musicals tops.
Right.
And even a good number of those I had to remember that I've even seen. So it's not like too big of a genre that I'm into, but I do like some musicals out there. There are some good ones out there for sure.
Yeah, let's start diving in. Do you want to start first or do you want me to start first?
I did just actually come up with one honorable mention in my head. Okay. That I will just rattle off here a little bit on. It's Chicago, one of the biggest musicals of all time.
That's one that I have not seen.
It's one we went to go see this at the Straz. You reminded me when you were talking about seeing stuff at the Straz that this is something that me and my family went to go see for my birthday a few years back, was Chicago the musical. And while it's not one that's particularly stuck to me, I do think that I have to give an honorable mention just for that because it was still a very fun time. And there was still a lot of good songs in there, even still. So that's probably my honorable mention.
Okay, cool. You want to just go through your list?
Yeah, I'll go through my list. Yeah, sure. At number 5, I've got In the Heights. Ooh. Obviously, that's a big one for us.
I want to add. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no,
I have a feeling our list is going to be similar because a lot of these musicals we kind of have seen together.
Yes, yes, for sure.
There's probably at least 3 out of the 5 that might be on the same list.
That's 3's lowballing it. But yeah, In the Heights. Obviously, that's a very big one for us. It's a very, very fun one. Good amount of drama, a lot of good songs.
Yeah.
In the Barrio is something that I'll just be singing to myself at work at times, which I think does work very well because it is very much like a work song. Cause it's him just opening up the shop and stuff like that. So I'll be doing the same thing when I'm getting like the shop shut up and everything like that. So I think there's a good amount of little connection for that. But it's obviously very, very timeless, very memorable, and just... it's a very fun musical,
Yeah.
It's got a lot of great beats to it. My number 4, again, it's going to be very similar here, West Side Story. Not for a very similar reason, but just... I love good, like, drama and romance, and I feel like this musical does that very, very well.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of great songs in there, a lot of great performances that have come out of that, both in the movie and through the stage productions of it, obviously. It's very, I think I've told you about this before, and I think this is probably a good reason why you do like this musical a lot, is because it's very similar to, what's that one mob movie you really like?
Bronx Tale.
Bronx Tale. It's very Bronx Tale coded,
yeah.
For sure. I think those two are very, very similar, but this is just obviously the far more musical version of it, but it's still very good.
Right.
I still very, very much so like that one, for sure. My number 3 is going to be a musical that I'm pretty sure I may have gotten you into. It was either me or it was someone else. But I'm pretty sure I definitely have brought this up to you multiple times beforehand. Of Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber shit.
Yeah.
I love that musical so much.
It was you that got me into
it. Was okay. I was sure it was me that got you into it. But this is a very dark and dreary one. Obviously, the movie is very, very big for us. We love the movie. Obviously, anything Tim Burton does is going to be very, very good, more times than not. But it's just a very good story about like revenge and stuff like that, and just how everybody's fates kind of end at the very end there is super crazy. But there's a lot of good songs in there, a lot of different range, obviously a lot of great performances that come out of that. Even like still, just like the recent Broadway production, I was talking to you about that one on a recent podcast episode. That's another very good one that I very much enjoyed with Josh Groban in it. That was a very good one. But yeah, that's going to be my number 3. My phone closed on me. That's not very helpful.
That's the worst when you need to look at lists.
Oh, number 2. Tick, Tick, Boom.
Bam.
Love it. Love it. I've been a stout Tick, Tick, Boom fan and defender ever since this came out on Netflix many, many years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe not many, many years, but many years ago.
2021, I believe.
21? That sounds about right. Just like after like the height of COVID and everything like that. That sounds about right. But yeah, it's so good. I love that one so, so much. Obviously, Andrew Garfield is one of my man crush Mondays. So anytime he's there, I'm going to be there for sure. He's very good at singing, surprisingly.
Yeah.
But even still, all the other actors that they got for those roles were also very, very good at their performances. Obviously, the music is so incredible. And it's very creatively inspiring. I think we talked about this as we were leaving when we went to go see it with Dave at the Tampa Theater. That it's one of those musicals that really just makes me want to sit down and writing something.
Right.
Because I'm a big writer. That's what I went to college for. So that musical tends to obviously inspire me a lot to go and write my own stuff, which is very, very fun. But nothing to me beats my number 1, which is the most fun musical in my opinion, and something that it's a bit of a cheat because it's based off of something else, but I still love it anyways. It's Beetlejuice the musical. That's my number 1. Right. Anybody that knows me knows I'm a big Beetlejuice fan. I love the original movie. I love the new movie that they came out with last year, and the musical is no exception. It's a very modernized take on the original movie, but all the songs in it.
I got a dog licking the hell out of my hand over here.
Got a soggy hand over there from the dog tongue.
Soggy hand. Yeah.
But it's such a fun musical. It's so much fun. And obviously, I do love Beetlejuice, so there's obviously some cheating there. But all the music is fun. All the performances are done incredibly well.
I don't believe I've seen it.
You got it. Listen to it.
Is there like a cam recorder, like a
I don't think there's
HD recording or not?
Not one that you could publicly find. I'm sure if you do a lot of digging, you can find something.
Some
but
unlisted
YouTube thing or something like that. I'm not sure or something, but I've never really seen it myself either. I've obviously just like listened to it off of Spotify, but I've had such a fun time listening to it. It's such a blast. I love it. It's my favorite musical.
Okay. I feel like there's 2 that are missing from your list that we'll see because they're both on my list. So we'll see how you feel. This may be a short episode because we're only about 8 minutes in and you're already doing your list. So
yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be the longest episode. I mean, we can like bring up like
right. We'll discuss some more.
We'll discuss some more. Yeah.
So I have a ton more honorable mentions. So I'm gonna start with Rent, which I know you haven't seen, and that's on the watch list because there's a movie of it, and you definitely need to see it. Dear Evan Hansen was a very like pivotal musical for me. The movie is horrible though. The movie is not great, but the soundtrack obviously I haven't seen the musical, but I've listened to the soundtrack. Right. It was very pivotal for me in a time when I needed it. Another honorable mention is Hairspray, which
honorable mention for me as well. How could I forget Hairspray, bro?
What a great
Good Morning Baltimore is so good.
It is so good. Corny Collins, man. James
Corny
Collins in the movie.
Oh my god.
But that is not one of the ones that I was saying you missed.
Really?
So, but I'm glad because I didn't think you liked Hairspray.
I fucked with Hairspray. It was a very fun time.
Yes, especially so I showed him the movie. Obviously, John Travolta as the mom was great. Another one, West Side Story. I love West Side Story. So great. Grease is a classic. I love Grease. That's one of the first like musicals I've ever seen ever. Les Miserables is very depressing but very, very good.
That's another one I need to see.
And my last honorable mention is going to be The Greatest Showman. That was another one that was a banger. Obviously, the movie was great. Hugh Jackman is incredible in that movie. Zac Efron's incredible. Zendaya is incredible. So I really enjoy that. So my number 5, this is a Disney one, but it's not. It's going to be Hunchback of Notre Dame, but I'm not. Obviously, yes, the movie is incredible and one of my favorite movies, but I'm talking about the actual stage performance, which I have seen at the Titusville Playhouse. That was incredible. It's like Disney produced it. Right. Incredible. It was so good. There's a song that isn't in the movie that's in that called Made of Stone,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like when Esmeralda's like about to be burned at the stake, and Quasimodo has a choice to make.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it is, man, it'll give you goosebumps. It's so good. One that is not on your list that should definitely be on your list. My number 4 is gonna be Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah, I don't know how I forgot Hamilton. I don't know how I forgot that.
That's like a big one for you and your sister, man.
I might have to knock
Rearrange
in the
your
heights.
list?
I might have to knock in the heights off. Put Hamilton up there.
Ooh, yeah, Hamilton. I love Hamilton, but I'm gonna be honest. So we did a YouTube video where our friend Wyatt watched it for the first time, and you and Rachel had left halfway through because it was like Saturday night and you both had to work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So me and Wyatt finished it. So I don't think you watched the video, so you didn't see how it ends.
I didn't see it. No.
He doesn't watch anything I do that doesn't include him. So
No. I don't watch anything you do, even if it does include me.
That is also true. No, so the ending of it, it's funny. You guys left. Me and Wyatt finished it. Wyatt, his house. This is like a little rambling, but his house is on like a well or whatever, and so his like water shuts off at like 11 o'clock, and I could see, like as you guys left and we started it again, it was like 10:30, and I could see him being like, because he wanted to go home and take a shower,
Right.
and so he was like, "How much longer we got in this thing, man?" And I'm like, "It was like 20 minutes or something like that." We get through the whole thing, and he's like, "All right, man, thanks for inviting me over." And I'm like, "Oh, hey, well, I need your review, your reaction." And he was like, I can do like 30 seconds tops." So he ended up doing like 3 minutes, but as soon as he was done, he was like, "I'm out." So he was out. So I ended the video. So I was saying in the video, I love Hamilton, but I have no fucking clue what's happening in that musical at all, bro. I'm not a history buff. Obviously, I learned about stuff in school, but majority of the stuff I learned over history is like gone out of my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I obviously there's some stuff I know, but like the whole plot of the show, I have no clue what's going on. I'm just there for the vibes, man. The music is so good that I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on. I really don't care what's going on, but the music is such a banger, and that's why I love it so much. And I just think it's funny that I have no clue what's going on, and I've seen it like 3 times, and I still am like, yeah, no, I have no clue what happened in that whole musical. No clue what happened, man. So that's my number 4. My number 3 is gonna be In the Heights. I love In the Heights. Again, incredible, great story. The plot is really good about Usnavi wanting to kind of move back home and kind of start his bodega there or whatever. But yeah, the music is incredible. The cast in the movie is great. Anthony Ramos as Usnavi, and now I'm forgetting Leslie. Or no, not I keep mixing them up. What the hell is Benny's name? The actor.
Oh.
It's like, oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name, but he's incredible. He's incredible. I'm literally forgetting. Leslie Grace, who plays Nina, is great. Now I'm forgetting who plays Homegirl, but she was in Scream. She's also great. Like the whole cast is great. Lin-Manuel, who's the original Usnavi, shows up as the Piragua guy.
Yep.
Yeah, so the whole cast is great. The music's great. I listen to that soundtrack at least like a few times a year for sure. It's just really, really good. So that's my number 3. My number 2 is going to be Tick, Tick, Boom. Yeah, this was really kind of like a life-changing movie and musical for me, because this came to me in a time like right after my dad had passed, because it came out like November of 2021, I believe, because I watched it. The first time I watched it was the day it came out, and I was in Virginia for Thanksgiving, and my sister and mom had like gone out to do some shopping or something like that, and I was like, yeah, no, I can't go. I gotta watch this, because I remember being like excited to see it, even though I had no clue what it was about.
Yeah,
I just knew it was Andrew Garfield the musical, so I stayed back and watched it. So it came to me when I really needed it and whatnot. And like we were saying, it makes you want to like do something, because obviously the whole plot is that he's running out of time, and then when he finally makes his thing, he had run out of time.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would credit that. This may sound crazy because this podcast is like about to be a year old, but I would credit Tick Tick Boom with kind of the creation of this podcast, because every time I've watched that, when we left the Tampa Theater, it was like it makes us want to do something, whether it's writing. It makes you want to get up and go, I need to do something. And I've always wanted to do something. I've always wanted to do something with like social media and content creation, because I think, not to glaze myself, but I think I'm a very entertaining person, a very funny person. And so I've always like, what can I do? And honestly, I have a lot of like self-doubt in myself and a lot of like, yeah, let me do that. And then I'm like, no, why would I do that? Nobody likes me. Nobody wants, saying a lot of self-doubt. But watching that movie made me like realize like, no, I need to figure something out. And so I would say, even though it's not directly correlated, it does have something to do with this because we finally figured out like what to do. And now I've put everything into this podcast. So very influential musical for me for sure. But my number one is another one missing from your list is it's the one. It's gonna be Wicked. I fucking love Wicked.
Yeah. Well, the only reason it really wasn't on my list because it's like I've only seen it I've only seen the movie twice, and I've never seen like the stage production or anything like that of it. Right. So I can put it in my honorable mention, but I mean at the same time it's like right. I'm not like the biggest Wicked.
And technically, when we look at the musical, you haven't seen the full musical.
I haven't finished it, right. So I don't know.
That's true.
Like I can't really rank it. It's not like fair ranking.
But for me, this was like again, we went and saw a lot of junior musicals and stuff like that. I believe this was the first real full-on musical I ever saw at the Strat Center, and so like that's always gonna have an impact on me. And Defying Gravity is my favorite musical song of all time. To the point where now, if I listen to the Idina Menzel version or the Cynthia Erivo version, I cannot listen to that song without getting very emotional because obviously it's a very emotional song, just in itself, but it just has so much like, I guess, nostalgia and emotion and like love from me that every time I hear that song, I can literally be scrolling on TikTok and just that song will pop up or something like that, and I'll start like getting teary-eyed because it's just, I don't know, man, it's just got such weight. It was like the first musical I saw, but also Defying Gravity is like the first musical song that I ever loved. So yeah, and it's just incredible. It's just, again, you haven't technically finished it, but it's just an incredible story. Like the way they did that, and in a sense, they already like they made something bigger and incredible with characters that everybody already knows and loves, with the Wicked Witch and Glinda and Dorothy and the Scarecrow and the Tin Man and the Cowardly Lion and the Wizard. So the fact that they were able to take it, and it was like fan fiction. When the guy that wrote the book wrote it, it wasn't the original author of Wizard of Oz. You know what I'm saying? It was fan fiction that was just so good that they wanted to make a movie of it, and then they said, no, we need to make a musical about this because this needs to be on a stage. Now, all these years later, now it's a movie, and it's like for 2 years in a row, it's like the biggest movie of the year, and it's this huge sensation. And now, for the past 2 years, anytime we go to Walmart or something, you're not gonna not see Cynthia Erivo or Ariana Grande's face on something. So it's like the fact that this musical has stood the test of time, and not only is one of the greatest musicals of all time, but now has become a movie musical that is probably the greatest movie musical or one of the greatest movie musicals of all time. Is like really, it tells you how great the story is and the character. So that's my number one because it's just undisputed to me. It's the best. So yeah, that's my list. Do we want to dive into some others? Do you want to dive into Wicked a little bit?
I want to go back to Hairspray. I want to go back to Hairspray. All right. I've been thinking about that the entire time ever since you brought it up because I've just been going back through the entire like movie of Hairspray in my head ever since you brought it up. When I remember when we first watched it together, at the very beginning in the Good Morning Baltimore music sequence of just like it's just one of those things where it's like it's going to be good. When I was commenting on how like, man, like usually when you look at like musicals and stuff like that, and when you look at the streets and stuff like that, it's super clean. But when I look at the Baltimore streets, it's super like dirty and disgusting. And I'm like, that's great. I actually love that because that's so different from how every other musical kind of is. And then obviously like it goes straight into the scene of the guy just like flashing those three women, and I'm just like, I'm in for a time. I'm in for a time. I already know it.
So I haven't seen like the stage musical. I've only seen the movie. You've only seen the movie. I showed it to you like a few months ago. But I grew up watching the movie. Like again, that was one where I just grew up watching it. They did, when like, I don't think they do it anymore. Remember when NBC every year during like Christmas time they would do like a musical?
I think so.
They did Grease. They did Little Mermaid. They did Hairspray one year. So like then I watched that version, which I also enjoy. But the movie version is the one I grew up with. And yeah, the songs are just great. I love James Marsden as Corny Collins and whatnot. I Can Hear the Bells is like a hilarious song.
Yes.
Zac Efron is great in there. Without Love is my favorite song in the whole thing. I think that's a great song. Yeah, man, it's great. In the movie, Christopher Walken as the dad is also great.
Who's the mom again? Why?
John Travolta.
John Travolta. Why was I forgetting the name?
I will say my least favorite song is probably the song with John Travolta and Christopher Walken.
Oh, I love it. Just for the two of them, bro. That's the only reason, but it's so good.
Oh,
just for
the one song with her and the mom where she finally gets the mom out of the house. That's a banger.
Oh yeah.
Where they go to Mr. Pinky's with the donuts. That's a great song too.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some really great songs. Amanda Bynes is in that movie. She's also great. In the Hairspray like NBC musical, that character is Ariana Grande. She plays
really
Penny in that. Yeah, in that version. I'm trying to think. I don't know if there's any Motormouth or whatever, who's played by Queen Latifah in that movie.
I think so.
She's played by Jennifer Hudson, I think, in the NBC version.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. Oh, Kristen Chenoweth plays Michelle Pfeiffer's character. Kristen Chenoweth does Michelle Pfeiffer's character. I think Dove Cameron is the daughter.
This is one we got to see.
Yeah, I got to see if we can look it up. Maybe we can watch that because it's a good version too. Yeah, man, Hairspray is great. I honestly didn't think you liked it because like when we would watch it, you would be like, "This is so fucking stupid." But I'm glad that you did like it.
No, that's why I liked it, because it was so stupid.
But the songs are like, there's a lot of really good songs, genuinely good songs in that movie, so, or in that musical in general. So yeah, do you want to go to Hamilton because you didn't really?
We can talk about Hamilton.
You have a dilemma here. You might have to move something around.
I'm putting it at my 5.
Okay.
I'm putting it at my 5. I feel like I watched this. Maybe before you did? I don't know exactly when you got it.
Probably, because I'm not going to lie, because it was about history and stuff like that, I put it off for a long time. So I didn't watch it for the first time probably till like 2022, 2023.
Right. I was one of the people that first got into it.
I think I started like, I was like, and then I started like listening to the songs, and I was like, okay, fuck, I got to watch this because these songs are great.
Right.
So
I first got into it when it first dropped on Disney Plus, like the one that we watch, obviously. The professional cam footage one back in, I think it was like 2020.
Yeah.
I think it was right during like COVID and stuff like that that came out. And that was very fun because I was watching that with a few friends that I made in Brazil during COVID and stuff like that. I didn't go to Brazil, but I like, met them online and stuff like that. And then we kind of all like partied the Hamilton as it dropped on like Disney Plus and stuff like that. And that was obviously super fun because that was like my first time watching that. There were a good few musicals that I watched with them for the first time because there was that, and then there was the Mamma Mia's that I watched with them as well.
I think I've only seen the first one. I never watched the second one.
The second one's good. I like the second one more than the first one.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, Hamilton's one of the biggest musicals in the world.
Yeah,
it's hard not to mention. I don't know how
the fact
I
that
forgot it.
They did that in 2016.
2015.
2015. So like 10 years ago they did it, and all these years later, it's still huge. Thousands of people are still watching it every day on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
They just did like a reunion.
Yep.
Leslie Odom Jr. just went back for like a week or something like that. Like it's still huge. That shows how good it is, you know. Yeah. And I kind of wish I did get into it back when it was a thing, because there is like, I've seen it on TikTok, like there's like a Hamilton era of like how, you know, if you were a Hamilton fan during like that 2016, 17 run and stuff like that, how like the cast was just like posting stuff on social media all day, every day, like all fun, and so like the fans were just eating it up. Like I guess you could say it being like what the hell is it? Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting what it's called. Like they were being, oh my god, I'm forgetting what the name of it is. But like, you know, the fans were like eating it up, that they were behind the scenes posting Snapchats and all this stuff all day, and then they would go out there and sing. They have like Hamilton something where they would go outside of the theater like every week, once a week on like Friday, and they would like just start singing the songs on the street with like
I remember that. Yeah.
Things like that people love. So yeah, it shows how great it is that 2025, when we're recording this, it's still one of the biggest musicals in the world. So
yeah. I am a little more of a history buff, so I think there's definitely a bit of a benefit to that. Mm-hmm. And there are a few things in the musical that I do remember being taught in like my history classes and stuff like that, but then there's obviously stuff I'm learning about as I'm watching through the musical for the first time. Mm. But it's still like a very historical musical. Right.
No, for sure. Hunchback, you haven't seen like the stage production, but it's there's more stuff, but it's still very similar to obviously like the animated. Obviously, it's real life, and it's maybe a little bit darker and stuff like that. But I mean, obviously that's also incredible. Like Out There is in the musical. Hellfire is in the musical. There's just some more songs. So that's another one that just like really. This may sound crazy, and my mother thinks I'm crazy, but I've always kind of related to Quasimodo. He's one of my favorite characters, and I've just always felt kind of like an outcast growing up. So like Quasimodo is like one of my comfort characters because I've always felt kind of like an outcast. So when we found out that it was going to be at like the Titusville Playhouse, my mom was like, "Oh yeah, we have to go because this is like one of your favorite movies." So yeah, and I'm glad I did because it was really incredible. I absolutely love that musical, and I love the movie. It's one of my favorite movies of all time. So
one I would love to go see if it ever comes down to the Strays is Beauty and the Beast. That'd be a good one to go for sure. I'd enjoy.
I would love to see Rent in person because I've obviously only seen the movie, but that's another one that's just a banger. I would love to see in person. And in person, they kind of have like more. Holy shit! I forgot an honorable mention. Another honorable mention I'm throwing out there is Newsies. That is also great. I don't think you watch Newsies.
I haven't seen Newsies.
That's another one on the ever long list of shit we have to watch.
Is that the one with Santa Fe in it?
Yes.
So I've heard that song.
Oh, that's
a good song.
Is
I fuck with
incredible. That song is a beautiful.
That's the only song from that musical I've heard.
But yeah, Rent. They do a lot of like physical stunts on stage and stuff like that they don't really get to do in the movie. So yeah, that's another one that's just really, really incredible that we need to watch for sure. Are there any others you want to kind of talk about?
No, I feel like that might be the extent of my list.
Let me look at the rest of my honorable mentions, see if there's anything else we can yap about here. You haven't seen Dear Evan Hansen?
No.
But I feel like that's something you would like because it's very, it's about a kid in high school that's an outcast, and I feel like, I feel like you could fucking relate to that. No, but I feel like you would get it. You would like it. Greatest Showman is another one that obviously is great that I've loved since it came out. They're incredible in that. Grease. Have you seen Grease? You've never seen Grease.
I don't think I've
because
seen
your sister loves Grease.
I know. It's one of those things where it's like I love Star Wars and she's never seen Star Wars up until this point, so it's one of those things.
We'll add it to the ever long list of shit we gotta watch. That's another one. That's like one of the first musicals, not that I've seen, but like that I grew up in watching as like a movie because obviously it's super old. So that's one of the first musicals I ever saw in general. When I watched the movie, it's so good. Another John Travolta joint as he plays Danny.
We love a good John Travolta joint.
This is true. It's great. I feel like that's it.
It's probably gotta be it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we appreciate y'all watching. If you guys like our list, please comment below. If there's anything we didn't talk about that is your favorite musical or some of your favorite songs from some musicals, leave them in the comments below, please.
Before we end it, I just thought of a very good question that I think would be very, very cool. Because they do this now, and where they take like different, like with Beetlejuice and stuff like that, they take movies and they turn it into musicals. Because I think they've been doing the same thing with Saw and Back to the Future.
Saw is crazy.
It's crazy. I've heard it's good though. I think it's more of like a local and newer thing in like somewhere in California, but I could definitely see something like that going to like Broadway or stuff like that.
Right.
Is there any movie that you would want to make into a musical?
Oh, man.
Because I just thought of this, and I just thought of a great answer.
Well, I will say, I'll answer that question, but one that it's not a movie. Well, I guess technically it's about to be a movie. But it is a musical, is the Michael Jackson musical. I was supposed to go to that in January with my mom. She bought the tickets, and that day I woke up sick as hell, and I wasn't able to go, and I regret it. I really want to see that musical. And technically it is a movie because there's a movie on the way.
Right.
But that's one musical, just in general, that I would need to see that I haven't seen. But if we're talking about a movie that I would love to have as a musical, that's a hard question because it's like you have to choose something that's not a franchise. Like
exactly.
I can't be like I would love to see Revenge of the Sith be a musical. Come on. So you have to pick like a classic movie.
I got my answer.
What's your answer?
Breakfast Club. That would be a banger musical, bro.
Cool.
I would love that. And I mean, that's already like one of my top 10 favorite movies.
Right.
But like that as a musical, I think could go so well.
Yeah, that would be great.
Oh, wait. There's another honorable mention I want to bring up. You think of an answer, but I got to look it up what it's called because I can never remember the name of it.
Wow. Okay. Well, my answer would have been. I knew this. I knew this was a thing. I don't know why I forgot. My answer would have been A Bronx Tale, but there is a Bronx Tale musical. So
What's it called? West Side Story?
no, it's called A Bronx Tale.
That's crazy. Okay. All right. Hold on. Another honorable mention. Honestly, this one could honestly have made it into my top 5. I think this is probably gonna be just my number 6. 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee.
What the hell,
Dude? It's so fucking funny. I've seen this in like a little black box theater on the side of like the building of like the Straz building with a friend for my birthday. Holy shit, this musical was so fucking funny. It's like a dozen actors or like musical actors that they get to dress up and play like kids that participate in this spelling bee. And they all have like such different personalities and stuff like that. And they're all like cracking jokes or like competing with each other and stuff like that. And they'll go into different songs about the character and stuff like that. It's so fucking funny, but it is another great musical that I would highly recommend anybody go watch.
I think I may have one. I just got to make sure it's not already a thing.
Yeah, that's gonna be another honorable mention for me. Just gonna call it the 25th annual spelling bee because I can't say the full title. It's so long.
Damn, bro.
But it's so good.
All right, well, this is also a damn musical. I would have said The Karate Kid, but that has also been.
That's a, what movie has not been made of a musical at this point?
Right. You know, I'll say, damn, bro, it's hard because I don't know, man. Shit.
Oh, there was The Labyrinth was another one that I thought of. I think not too long ago, and I think they were going to make a musical for it, but then they stopped doing it for some reason. But I would really like to see a Labyrinth musical because I think that'd be fucking dope. I would love to see something like that. So that would be my second answer for that question.
I don't think at this point, there's anything that hasn't been a musical. Because I was also now going to say American Psycho would be crazy as a musical. Had a 2016 Broadway run. You know what? Hold on. I think I may have one that isn't a musical.
Is there any movie you like in the world that is not currently a musical?
Yes. Okay.
Okay. What is
this? There was like a musical, but it wasn't huge. So I would say it'd be cool if there was a full like Broadway musical of Dune. That'd be crazy.
Ooh,
that would cook.
That would be pretty good.
Even though I did say it should be a franchise, but I think that's far enough apart. It's not Star Wars where there's 8 movies and stuff.
Right.
I feel like you could tell at least the first story within, between the first 2 movies, you could tell that in one musical.
And also, like, to that same extent, I mean, like, Dune is just one book.
Right.
Wicked's one book.
Right.
The Wicked, there's 2 movies. Right. Dune, there's 2 movies.
Right.
One musical for each. It makes sense. You can make it work. Yeah.
I would say Dune. That would be crazy. And if there was a way, like, on a Broadway stage, if there was a way to do a sandworm that feels...
They've done, like,
terrifying.
the giant, like, snake in the
Right.
Beetlejuice musical. Right. So I think it could be possible.
So, transferring that to do the giant, like, sandworm. Or finding a way of, like, Paul having to ride the sandworm. And it's, like, on stage. That'd be dope.
So
I think that would cook. So that would be my answer is Dune.
That's a great answer.
As wacky as that may sound, I think that could cook.
No, I don't really think there's anything too wacky that you can do for
that's true.
A stage.
That's true.
It's just a matter of getting the practical effects in there.
So
yeah, I mean,
it's pretty crazy. All right. So yeah, we appreciate y'all. Please like and subscribe again. Comment if there's anything we didn't include that you would have included, any songs that you like, or anything from the musicals we did talk about that you love that we didn't talk about.
Any movies that you want to become musicals, let us know.
Drew, let us know, and we will see y'all next time.